Hello, my beloved women, my sisters. Welcome. I am Dr. Angelika Christie, your host of the show Your Radiant Life After 45. Skills for healthy, happy, and wealthy women. I show you how to design your best life. Not only design, but also enjoy your best life after 45, intelligently and by conscious choice. So with over 25 years of professional experience as a naturopathic doctor specializing in women's longevity and healthy aging, together as a lifestyle and relationship coach, my vast personal experience on top of that, I share from my knowledge and my heart, and I give you all of me. So if that sounds good enough for you, then please come here every Saturday. Be my guest at this show, which happens every Saturday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. And of course, if you cannot make it, go through all of the episodes that are already stacked up, all of this year since late last year. And also visit other show hosts, because here at Win-Win Women, we really give so much, we share so much. There is something for everybody. Every woman can find things that will enhance and improve her life in so many areas: business, relationships, health, spirituality, everything. Okay, so let's begin. Today I want to start with a statement. I'm going to make a statement here, and I'm pretty sure that it applies to you. It applies to almost all of us, almost, and more to women than to men. Here's my statement. The world has not received your greatest gift yet. The world has not fully received your brilliance. There is still so much inside of you that wants to be discovered, wants to be embraced and lived through and prospered from. I know this. I know this from my over 30 years of professional and also from my personal experience. It has been with me, it has been with hundreds of my clients. And even if you have already achieved a lot, maybe you had a well-paid job, maybe you married really well, and yet you know that there is so much more of you that is uniquely you that you have not shared yet. But once you allow quieting the voice of your worried ego and amplify the voice of your soul's knowing, you prosper by living the destiny that is uniquely aligned with your talents and the amazing gift, or the gifts that only you have and only you can deliver in your very special way. Do you know who knows about those gifts? Your soul knows your personal blueprint, the blueprint that you came into this life with. Your soul's blueprint for this lifetime. And let me tell you, you have everything that you need, everything. No, it's not necessary really to learn anything new, even if you wouldn't take any course and nothing, if you would just live from that personal gift that you have. And I guess if you would not be influenced by anything, you would probably find it much easier than we are distracted by so many things. But do you realize that you have a PhD in your life experience? And when you come to my show, you are probably a woman 45 and over, so you do have a lot of life experience already. Yeah? So all you need to do is applying your wisdom, your brilliance, and Actually, just be who you are. Show the world how unique you are. Amplify the voice of your inner wisdom, your experience, and share it with the world. Nobody can teach you anything when it comes to your special way of doing things, your expertise, because nobody has walked in your shoes. Nobody. And whether you know this or not, many souls are waiting. Many souls out there in the world may be waiting to be inspired by you, encouraged by you, waiting to receive that special gift that you have. So, would it be selfish to withhold your gift? But first you have to discover it, right? Because when you share then your journey, there is no theory, but your lived experience. Your journey is real. And when you share your knowledge and expertise, in whatever way you have expertise, you will share it in your authentic way. Others can walk their own way, but you walk yours with confidence and with ease. Why? Because you have discovered it and now you live through it, and there is nothing that you have learned, but it is you. And you know, the benefit of doing this out in the world is because you mirror your journey and you mirror then their journey, because in other words, they see themselves in you and receive permission to become all that they can be as well. Do you get this? Does this make sense to you? Can you do this? Yes, of course you can. So fully align with your talents. Have the confidence to show your expertise, your uniqueness, and your brilliance in whatever it is. It can even be cooking, a special meal. There is no, because sometimes we women have this thing that we say, oh, this is not really all that important. That's not good enough. Oh my goodness, because you know yourself, what you are good at is easy for you, but others who have not received it yet, they will be blown away by it, you know? So I challenge you to step into your courage that is empowered. The courage that you really have comes from your inner hero. That's what I believe. And we spoke about the inner hero in previous episodes. And there's also a meditation in my bio. When you get to the show, and the blue tab is there that you can click in order to become a guest and be live with me. There's also my bio. And in that bio, it's not a clickable link because they didn't allow this, but there is a link that says your inner hero meditation. Copy that link, paste it into your browser and download it. I think you will love it. So that's when I say your inner hero, right? So, but here is to connect with your inner hero means what? You need to calm down, right? So here's what is required. You have to quiet your frightened ego. Your ego is always out there loud, but it's actually frightened. And haven't you experienced that sometimes people who are the loudest are the most afraid? They would never really agree to that, but it's the truth, right? When you get really scared, you can become loud as well. I know it from myself too. So, okay, so doing this over, quiet your frightened ego. Then amplify your heroic self-love, because your inner hero is your soul self, and love is your essence. So amplify your heroic self-love. Yes? Take the risk to be unapologetic, your amazing, your magnificent self. Then receive the award, not the awards, you could receive an award too, but the reward. receive the reward of being you, because there's nothing that is more empowering. And then you actually don't have to pretend anymore at all. What does that mean? You can claim your freedom. So what is freedom? Freedom is living your life on your terms and enjoying it so much that you become magnetic to others, that you shine like the star that you are, like your destiny. And the destiny really is that you shine and that you become a mirror for others and that you live in abundance. You attract that abundance then, and you live your awesome legacy. You live it for your children, even if you don't have children yet. Maybe there are some, maybe not, but for others. If you have children, then it's not just for your children, but your grandchildren and generations to come, yes? Because future generations will profit when you take a stance now. Become the leader, the go-to authority, and even if it's just within your family, you can be the go-to authority within your smallest circle. But you can also step out and inspire thousands of other women to do the same. This is really how you and I change the world. This is how you prosper on purpose. When I started my coaching practice, my signature course was called Your Greatest Gift is Still Inside You, or is still in you. I think it was Your Greatest Gift is Still in You. This was the first thing I created over 12, 13, 14, 15 years ago. I saw so many women holding themselves back. They either had no idea about their greatest gift or ignored it because they didn't realize how important it was, not only to their lives, but also to affect those in their family, as I said before, and their community. Affect them how? Well, in the only way that they could, because it was their gift, and only she, my client, or the woman who not only discovered her greatest gift, but also agreed to share it, this woman impacted not only her own life, but that of so many others in a big, big way. Don't underestimate the difference you make in other people's way, in other women's, or in other people's lives. That's what I wanted to say. So often we don't notice that, and they don't share it, but you have planted a seed, and it may have changed their life in a big way, and it was because of you, because you shared something that made a big impact in their lives. So what really is the greatest gift in you? Is it your ability to create without limits? Yes, yes. And certainly beyond your wildest imagination. I am certain of that, because our imagination sometimes is stifled by our mind, by our brain that follows a certain schedule, a certain path that's attached to our story, limiting beliefs, and you know it, right? So you and I, we can create beyond our wildest imagination. So why are we not using our gift to create without limits? Why? Because we are scared. We see that only the smallest percentage of women are fulfilled and happy, and we believe, well, they are probably just lucky. We see what they have, but we do not see what their process was to live their lives according to their dreams and highest aspirations. Whatever you have done in your life, whatever skills you possess, whatever knowledge you have acquired, they do not fulfill you. That's only a small part of it. They do not really fulfill all of you, or only for a limited time, for particular purpose maybe. The most important step, the foundation to create the life of your dreams, starts with you getting you to know yourself. And unless you begin the journey into all parts of who you are, you will not discover who you really are. In a nutshell, you are so much more than you believe that you are. You are so much more than you believe you are. And because the discovery of who you are, it cannot be accomplished through a quick scan. Your gifts are hidden behind layers and layers of obstructions, cobwebs, limiting beliefs. So we have to peel away those layers of limiting beliefs, false assumptions, illusions, and outdated habitual thinking, as much as an unconscious programming and an unawareness and a misaligned focus on the wrong things. And don't get me into that. We all focus so much on what is wrong rather than what is amazing and what is powerful and beautiful. And then, of course, we are also creatures of habit. It lies in our primal instinct to stay where we have been long enough so that we can, of course, feel familiar, no matter if we are happy or not. That primal instinct is only about survival. It has nothing to do and will not promote your happiness or your brilliance. This is why so many women stay in unfulfilling relationships, for example, remain in financial anxiety, start and stop caring for their physical bodies, and even start and stop searching for their real identity, who they really truly are. Can you relate to this in some way? Do you know women who struggle with most or all of those issues? Yes? Even though few will show this openly. We women have an incredible ability to protect, hide, and adapt to almost anything. Anything that we believe we cannot change or we should hang on to. This frustration, because it is a frustration, often leads to working harder on yourself, working harder in the service of others, maybe the family, maybe the community, in your workplace, in your own business. And then we try to change the world before we have understood how to discover and live from our true gifts. Therefore, most women do not know who they are and what their true purpose is. But they want it. And so they do this, stop and go and stop. And they're on this roller coaster of opposing thoughts and feelings that keep them in this quagmire of chaos and tension, stuck and unfulfilled. So many live in the illusion that they have to try harder to please, or try harder, or pray harder, or, so if maybe they haven't prayed hard enough, otherwise something good would magically happen. But then when magic does not happen, or working harder and giving more does not bring happiness either. Too many women resign to what they believe is their destiny because they believe they cannot change it. Does that sound familiar to you as well, or a little part of that? But do you really believe this? In a way we don't, but then we still very often act like that. Here is the truth of the matter. You and I can change everything, anything, if we so desire, and use our creative spirit and divine will. Oh my God, that divine will is powerful. Because it's a force in itself, and it is universal law that when you use your focus, your divine will, and pay attention, that universal law will give you what you desire. It does not favor anybody over anything or over anyone. So, you probably have heard this before. The sun shines and warms the good and wicked alike, right? The rain wets either one. The wicked, the good, the very wealthy, the wicked people enjoy their life and proclaim their satisfaction and even happiness. And then there are also very wealthy people with great universal awareness. They do so much good. They give their love and service that goes so much beyond what they do for themselves. I believe that no wealth, no freedom and happiness can exist without actually pursuing it. And this I know for sure. It does not depend on a luck situation, but it is a conscious inner process. And this is what I want to share with you. And I can only share little tidbits here because, I mean, this is really part of my coaching and my courses, and yeah, and what I am all about, and what I want for my clients and want for you to understand. But here is also something that gets in the way, because we are mostly creatures of habits. Our routines have created pathways and programs that runs our entire life unconsciously. Most people cannot see their greatest gift because they only see the obvious, that which makes sense to them. But you have to look beyond what makes sense to you. Your greatest gift may not be in the realm of or in the area of logic at all. Maybe totally illogical. I know, because mine were and still are. My life changed drastically when I left Germany. You probably have heard, sometimes I have a little tongue twisted because my language is not English, it's German, but I think I'm pretty good in speaking English. But I left Germany 40 years ago. And I left a very familiar part and way of life behind. When I gave up my security and everything that I was accustomed to, and moved into the unknown, a totally foreign country, the Bahamas. There was no logic behind my move, but there was a force within me that was more powerful than logic. A force that pushed and pulled me forward, an energy that I could not ignore, no matter how much analytical brain I applied and even protested. And even my family and other people around me who tried to reason with me did not succeed with this. Oh yes, my doubts and fears about the uncertainty of leaving everything behind were hard at work, trying to drown and override that deepest knowing from my heart and soul. But then the voices of reason and the warnings from my friends, family, and other well-minding people that intensified really my doubts and anxieties. But you know what? At the same time, it also strengthens that inner knowing of what I had to do, because all of these things actually just test you, right? They test you. How serious are you with what you know? It's your truth. So nobody knows your path. Your calling is only known to you, and only your heart and your soul know your destiny. And your destiny is your truth. That inner voice that you have never shouts at you. It is not loud, but like a whisper, an inner knowing that comes from a place deep within yourself. A place and a voice that is powerful, not loud, but powerful. And you are compelled to follow it. And yes, most of the time, follow it against all logic. And only later you'll see, because of what has come of it, what you became or had the chance to do and to create, that if you did not take that illogical step, this would have never happened. And there are many stories. Like when I moved to the Bahamas, I left not only my husband, but also 2 small children behind. My 5-year-old daughter that I hoped I would be able to take with me, but the courts decided against it. But later on, my daughter lives in the Bahamas now too. She has made this her home as well. And her life would have never been able to develop the way she wanted it. She loves the ocean. Everything she does, she loves what she's doing here. She has a fabulous restaurant right on the beach, a big one. I mean, she is so amazing, and it's such an asset also to our island. And none of that would have happened if I wouldn't have taken that illogical step and moved to the Bahamas before her. So here is the reason why most women are still unfulfilled, even though they try so hard to create a better life for themselves. Many women still search for their true identity, their purpose, yet feel stuck in old belief systems, unfulfilling relationships, don't enjoy their physical bodies, and remain in financial anxiety. Can you relate? But nothing much will change unless you start a whole new awareness and be willing to let go of old thinking patterns. So I don't have a lot of time left, so I know this is only part 1. We will go into different parts of this in the following episode. But let me just finish with this here. The discovery of who you really are cannot be accomplished through a quick scan. It's much too complex. And if you try this, your gifts stay hidden. We have to peel away those layers of limiting beliefs, false assumptions, illusions, and outdated habitual thinking, as much as an unconscious negative programming. And I know I've said that before, some of these things, but it is so important to really understand how habitually, unconsciously, we stay within the parameters of our story, of what we believe is possible for us. So we have to actually become aware of our story and have to ask ourselves a couple of very important questions. Why do I believe this? Who told me so? Is this really, really true? By whose authority do I believe this? So there are a number of questions that we can ask ourselves to discover what that outer system is that keeps us imprisoned into our habitual mind, where it seems as if we cannot escape. We can escape, but it takes awareness, and usually it takes somebody who takes you by your hand and discovers this with you, because you have your blind spots. So somebody who is not a family member, who has not some interest in your life, how it affects them. Our families and even sometimes our closest friends don't want us to change. They know us the way they know us, and they're very happy with the way we are. So why would they want us to change? But the question is, are you 100% happy where you are right now? And have you really discovered your greatest gift? Have you really lived from that abundance? Okay, so come back next Saturday where we continue this conversation. Thank you for the time that you spent with me here. I really, really appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you when you watch the replay of this. Okay, so until we see each other again, all of my love to you. Bye bye for now.